Hello guys. Hello guys. Today I'm going to be continuing with my tutorial on how to recreate my slime game. So today we will be looking at how to kill the slimes with a little animation, and also to create a point system where you gain points when you've killed the slimes. So let's go. Right, so the first step is to add some animation to the enemy. So to do this, what you want to do is, when it's killed, it will change the costume. So click on the Costumes tab and duplicate the costume. Then rename this new costume to Dead. So then what you want to do is click on the rubber tool and change the rubber to 1. Then what you should be able to do is just draw a straight line down the middle and it will split it in half. So it might look a little bit weird, but that's because it's got an outline around it. So then you want to click on the select tool and drag over 1/2. Then you move this half over to the left. Then repeat the process for the right half, but move it over to the right. So then what you want to do is rename this costume to Alive. So then you'll be able to tell the difference between alive or dead when it's all split apart. So what you want to do is, when the game starts, when the clones are created, you want them to be alive. So use the switch costume button and switch that to live when the clone is made. Then you want to create a clicking mechanism. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think what you can do is, if you click onto the Events tab and then click on when this sprite clicked, then you can make it so that it will switch to dead. So let's just see if that will work. So yes, so when you click on them, then they change into half. But if you notice, they're not actually disappearing. So what you can do to solve this is go down on the Control tab, and at the bottom it will say delete this clone. So when you do that, when you click on the slimes, that makes sense. So because there is no delay, they are immediately getting deleted. So what you want to do is click onto the Control tab and add a delay. Make this quite short, like about ½ a second. So then you should see that when you click on it, they'll split into pieces and then disappear. And if you decide that the gap is a bit too much, then you can just drag them closer to the center, which is this little block here. And make sure to save all the time. Never mind, I can't do that because the button's in the way. Anyway, so now if you click on it, you should see, as you know, we go to full screen, that they will split apart when you click on them. And if they get too close, then they will do that. Next, we need to add a score. So make a new variable for all sprites and call it score. You can technically call it whatever you wanted. So if you add zombies, you can call it brains, or if you add slimes, like in my game, you can call it slime balls. But because we're just doing a basic enemy, we'll just call it score. So what you want to do is, when the game is started, it will set the score to 0, and then whenever the sprite is clicked, it'll change the score by 1. Now when you click on it, the score will go up by 1 every time, and if they get too close, then you'll start to take damage. But I don't think the damage looks very good. They kind of just go right in your face. So I think we should add another sprite, another costume, to make it look a bit better. So what you can do is duplicate the alive and call it attack. So what you can do is delete the mouth and click on the paintbrush. Then use the the eyedropper to select the colour of the face. Then you can draw out a little mouth, and it should go more round. So then, if you go into the code, we'll just move some of this over here. So what you want to do is make it so that when it gets too close, it will change the costume to the attack. So it gets close to the player, and then we want it to switch costume to attack. Wait 1 second, and then switch the costume to alive. And we want it to keep on, doing this. So we'll just put a forever loop. Now don't worry, because this won't actually go forever, because it'll get deleted when it gets clicked. So now what you should see is that the slimes change their face and attack. But this is a little bit too quick at the moment. So what you should do is make it so that it only attacks, and maybe actually no, never mind. Don't change the attack. Just change, if you think it's appearing too many times, then just change how much of a delay it is. And also, to make it seem a bit better, you can add a random, which is in the operators. So if you want it to appear for example, every 3 to 4 seconds is a good amount. So now you should see that when you click on them, then they will split apart. But there's one more problem now, and that problem is that the slimes are still moving after they're dead, which doesn't really make much sense. They're like zombie slimes. So what you want to do is make it so on when this sprite clicked, you go onto the control tab and you put stop other scripts in sprite. So this means that when these slimes are hit, then they will stop moving, as you can see. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to do the score and the killing of slimes. I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Bye!